Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here I'll explain a detailed planetary shift and how they affect your life. So this video is about reading someone's chart who left a comment in my previous video. Thank you so much. His name is Ninam8405. So I went through your chart and I'm going to read up your chart here, give you a detailed breakdown. So also if anyone else wants their own chart to be read like this, leave a comment down below, your full date of birth, your exact time of birth, your place of birth, and one question. Okay, so if you want a full chart reading, that would need a proper consultation. Okay, and I'm not doing that at this point because of how busy I am with life. So this chart is of Ninam. I think that's a real name. I don't know. Born on the 6th of March 1973, 4:50 a.m. in Zenis, Bosnia, and asking for upcoming career prospects. And honestly, this chart is not the chart of someone who is here for an easy, predictable career, okay? This is the kind of chart where, life keeps saying, congratulations, you have evolved, and then immediately throws another side quest. So let's break this down properly. First of all, this is a Capricorn Ascendant chart, and Capricorn Ascendants usually live life in reverse. So what I mean by this is, early life feels heavy, very difficult. Responsibilities come early. Things move slowly. Recognitions gets delayed. Emotionally, it can feel like someone else gets the attention. Everyone else knows how to do their job, or everyone else knows what's going on with their life except for these people. So the second half of life for them, or for this person, is much stronger. And this chart is following the same pattern. Now, for the first, at the first glance, I've noticed that Venus becomes extremely important in this chart, because Capricorn Ascendant, Venus rules the 5th house and the 10th house. And that creates a very important, what we call in the Vedic terms is Raja Yoga for career. So despite all the delays and confusion, this person experiences, this chart is actually strong. Career potential is very strong, okay? The problem is not lack of ability. The problem is timing, emotional pressure, and direction changes. And let's understand why. So the Ascendant Lord Saturn sits in Taurus. This is a slow building placement. Saturn here makes the person patient externally, but internally frustrated because progress feels delayed. And this usually creates people who improve with age. The older they get, the stronger they become professionally. So Saturn from Taurus aspects the 3rd, 7th, and 10th house. And this is important because Saturn aspecting the 10th house means career becomes karmically very serious. Okay? Nothing comes casually or easily. Okay? There's no shortcuts. You can't manifest anything in 7 minutes. This is the type of chart where success comes after pressure, responsibility, working hard. But once it comes, it stays. So let's talk about one of the biggest signatures in this chart, Mars and Rahu in 12th house. Very powerful combination. And honestly, this combination alone explains why the career path has felt unstable or unusual at times. Now, I don't know this person. I don't know if the person is going through unstable career or what, but this is just based on my reading here, okay? So let's look at the 12th house, which is the house of foreign lands, isolation, your subconscious mind, your spiritual growth, and so on. So Mars and Rahu here will create a restless karmic engine. The person constantly feels, I need to do something big, I need to change direction, or this environment is not enough for me anymore. Okay, this combination very often gives relocation karma, or working internationally, or sudden changes in career, frustration with routine. And Rahu amplifies this obsession. So the mind never fully relaxes professionally. Even when things improve, the mind keeps scanning for what's next. Okay, now Mars here also aspects the 3rd, 6th, and 7th house. So this creates a fighter mentality. Okay, the person survives difficult environments. Actually, this person becomes stronger in chaos. Not emotionally happy in chaos, but stronger. Like those people who somehow become calm during emergencies, while everybody else is emotionally in chaos, this person will become calm in chaos. So another very important placement I can see here is Moon in Pisces. This is extremely sensitive moon, very intuitive, very absorbent emotionally. Okay, these people feel environments deeply. So if a workplace is toxic, it's going to affect them psychologically. Okay, because Moon sits in what we call in Vedic is the Uttra Bhadrapada Nakshatra, which is ruled by Saturn, and there is emotional heaviness here. So this nakshatra gives wisdom through experience. Okay, not through theory. You have to experience life. You can't read about it and understand it. You have to go through it. Okay, life teaches this person directly, usually through disappointment, maturity, isolation, but it also creates a deep understanding of people. So this is why later in life, this person becomes very good at mentoring others, consulting others, or counseling, guiding other people. Okay, now another huge feature in this chart is Mercury is debilitated in Pisces. This is important psychologically, okay, especially early in life, because debilitated Mercury can create self-doubt, confusion in career, difficulty trusting one's own voice or own mind or own ideas. You don't trust yourself. Okay, you overthink. So this is what the problem is with Mercury here. But there's an important thing here. It does not mean low intelligence. Okay, it actually many people misunderstand this about debilitated Mercury. This placement often gives non-linear intelligence, meaning the person understands emotionally and intuitively first, then logically. So your logic comes later, but when you understand it, you understand very, very deeply. Okay, so trust your emotions, then your mind. Very common in people who eventually become wise after going through a multiple reinventions. Okay, so you need to be broken down multiple times before you're rebuilt, and you will be rebuilt much stronger emotionally as well. Okay, and a strong mind. Okay, so let's move to D10 chart, because this is where the career story becomes extremely clear. So D10 chart is also has a Capricorn rising, and this repeats the same karmic message. Okay, this career is attached to Saturn, meaning slow development, responsibility, authority, but authority comes later in life, delayed recognition. Okay, if you want to reach success, you have to run, you have to really, really work for it. Okay, it's not an overnight fame, overnight jackpot lottery kind of chart. This is the type of chart where people suddenly look successful at 55 without seeing the emotional damage done all over the years, okay, that happened internally for how many years. So now D10 chart. So Saturn sits in the 7th house. This is massive, okay? So career depends heavily on public interactions, client, partnership, dealing with people directly, professional reputation. But Saturn here delays satisfaction. So the person probably experienced difficult bosses, heavy expectations, feeling underappreciated, emotionally draining professional relationships. But Saturn rewards consistency at the end. So especially after midlife, things become much better. So now the 10th Lord, Venus in D10, goes into the 6th house. Again, service karma. So you need to be helping people, you need to be solving others' problems, you need to be working through the conflict. Okay, this is not the chart that becomes successful through laziness. So if you're lazy, procrastinating, sorry to say, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay, this is a chart that earns respect through surviving difficult environments. Now, one of the strongest placement in this chart is Rahu in the 6th house. Actually excellent for defeating competition. So this placement gives survival power. The person can reinvent themselves professionally. You can survive hostile work environments. You can adapt. You can rebuild. Emotionally, inside you're dying, but on the outside, you can change everything. Okay? Very powerful placement for overcoming enemies and obstacles eventually. Means if somebody messes with you in the beginning, they might win, but at the end, you will become successful. You will destroy them. Okay? If somebody, people should not be messing around with you. That's what I can say. If somebody tries to humiliate you or, try to challenge you, okay, they may be successful in embarrassing you in the beginning or defeating you in the first go or the first time. But at the end, you will win, no matter what happens, okay? But you need to stay, but you should not try to defeat them. You should not try. It will happen by itself. Okay, now let's look at the current timing period. So current dashas, because timing is everything in astrology, okay? So right now you're running the Venus Mahadasha and Saturn Antardasha. So this is huge because Venus rules the 10th house in the birth chart. So the entire Venus Mahadasha is fundamentally a career building period. But Saturn Antardasha from 2024 until June 2027 changes the tone. Okay, so this is the phase where life becomes very serious. 2024 to 2027, this is going to be a very, very serious period. This is restructuring karma. Saturn is basically asking, what kind of professional legacy do you actually want now? This period can feel very, very slow, very heavy, emotionally exhausting, responsibility loaded. But this is not destruction. It is restructuring. Very important difference. A lot of people panic during the Saturn period because externally things slow down. But internally Saturn is building long-term stability. Now, currently, Mars sub-period is active. This can trigger frustration, urgency, aggressive career decisions. sudden shifts, okay, your desire for independence. So this will also create conflict with authority figures like your bosses, okay, your parents, someone that you know answer to, okay. But this is all temporary, especially if you feel like you're feeling trapped in your profession. You will blow up, you will cause this problem with your authorities. And this chart does not tolerate meaningless work forever, okay. Eventually purpose becomes more important than money. So this is very visible repeatedly in all divisional charts. So let's talk about the D9 chart. Okay, this confirms the deeper soul pattern. So the D9 has Taurus ascendant. Again, Venus. This is a Venus theme, and the Sun becomes exalted in Aries. Very powerful. Okay, it shows leadership develops, but later, confidence becomes stronger later. Everything later, second half of life, and the person eventually stops needing external approval. Okay, so they start moving towards independence. This is a very important shift. Jupiter in Pisces is beautiful. Spiritually, this is amazing. Okay, it gives you wisdom, it guides your ability. It gives you ability to guide. Okay, it gives you like you become mature spiritually, you guide people, you become intelligent emotionally. Okay, this is someone who people come to naturally for advice. Okay, so you're the person people look for if they need advice. Okay, and you may not work as an advisor officially, okay, but this is just people around, your friends, your relationships, whoever. They want some advice in life. I think this is you are the first person they will look for. Okay, it's very important. Now from 2026 to 2028, career wise, okay, there's going to be a lot of restructuring, a lot of new responsibilities. There's going to be leadership roles. There's going to be change in professional direction. You're becoming stronger with time. Okay, your recognition will increase slowly. Okay, initially it's going to be very stressful, but in the long term it's going to be very beneficial. So especially when you look at Saturn, it's going to shape you, it's going to make you more mature. Okay, there's going to be a different version of you at the end of this. And Saturn usually will reward consistency. Okay, so you're trying to run, don't. It will slow you down. You should not try to get to the top of the mountain in 24 hours. It's going to take a year, and Saturn's going to teach you that. Okay, what's the biggest lesson I can see here? Okay, this chart is not meant for like a superficial, shallow success. Okay, it shows adaptability, it shows wisdom, it shows meaningful work and reinvention. Okay, not a weak chart at all. It's a very strong chart. This is a chart that matures through experience. Okay, you will unlock your final character after all the emotional damage. And honestly, that's exactly what Saturn does. And Saturn removes the fake version of success first, and then the real version can finally step in. And yeah, that's basically how I can see things career-wise. and I think you're going to do great. It's just the struggle that you have to go through. And thank you for leaving your comment and trusting me with your chart. And if you want, anyone else, if you want your chart to be read, please leave your date of birth, your exact time of birth, your place of birth, and one question below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, and take care.